Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. I'm back with another build video today, but this time it is in The Sims 2 and it's something that I have built from scratch. This lot is called the Pleasant Skies Retirement Home, and this is the newest, I kind of want to say community lot, but technically it's residential, but the newest lot anyway that is going into my Let's Play Pleasantview save file. So the way I play Pleasantview in The Sims 2 is I like to age up my townies. I like the townie pool to sort of regenerate. Like, I like new faces. I always find it strange in The Sims 2, like when I played when I was younger, like my sim could have the same best friend as a child that his great grandfather had as a child. So in my game, I have a mod that allows townie age up. Now, it's not story progression. The way it works is whenever your sim is on an active lot, either I think it works at home, but it might just be community lots. But if your sim's out and about and townies are on the lot at 6 p.m, they will also age a day. While it's not a foolproof method, it's slightly better than just sort of leaving it. And I also age up townies on people's birthdays as well. So while we don't need this lot at the moment, at some point my Pleasantview residents, well, the townies, not the playable sims, are going to need a retirement home to go to. So I was in a build mood the other day, so I thought I would just try it out. Building in The Sims 2 is a whole different beast. Like, it is something else. I had a lot of fun with it, but it's not difficult as such, it's just different. Like, I struggle with roofing no matter what game it is, but The Sims 2 roof was a struggle. But this retirement home, it is 8 bedrooms, it has plenty of bathrooms. All the little squares you can kind of see in between, they're all bathrooms. Every bedroom has an ensuite, and I think there's like 4 bathrooms joined on to like the main hallway. The reason I did so many bathrooms was, one, because I ruined the floor plan and didn't realise until I was halfway through, so I just kind of stuck with it. But 2 is I thought if this was a real care home, like a real one, you would need the extra bathrooms, like nurses and carers and things, they would need access to full wet rooms. You know, accidents happen, things happen. So they might not be able to get a resident back to their room, so they would need access to ones all over the sort of home. So there are plenty of bathrooms for our residents. I think it turned out quite cute. I'm quite impressed with it. There's also a car park and a little garden area out the back for our residents to be in. I also cut out most of the roof. I struggled with this for ages. Like, auto roof in The Sims 2 looks so ugly, so you kind of have to do manual roofing. Kind of guess in every Sims game, auto roof is a real issue. But The Sims 2 auto roof is an abomination to roofs. But I struggled. Like, it's not even that complex a shape, but I struggled. But I think it looked quite nice in the end. I couldn't get the roof to line up completely how I wanted, so we do have 2 weird little fenced in bits on the roof, but I think it kind of blends in, so it looks okay. I'm happy enough with it anyway, and it doesn't look disgusting from neighbourhood view either. The lot possibly has too many windows though. I just went ham and put them everywhere. One downside with the way I've done the floor plan is some bathrooms and some residents' rooms don't have windows. But I'm kind of thinking this is probably a thing that wasn't like built for purpose. This is maybe like an old like community hall or something that's been renovated into a care home. You know, so not everything would have windows. Like the basketball court wouldn't have had a window. So I don't think the sizes would match up for like a basketball court. But you know what I mean? Like, they've just kind of remodeled an existing lot in the neighbourhood. It's not a newly built home. I'm quite sad I couldn't have purple siding because I kind of wanted it to be like nice and bright and cheery, but the way I did the brick, the siding looked so weird side by side, so it kind of needed that little like, I don't know if it's like a joist or a beam or something. It needed that little white bit down the side just to kind of make it look more separate and broken up. So I couldn't have my purple, but I also didn't want it to be white. Like, I wanted this to be like a nice cozy thing. So I went for green. I am mad for the green builds just now. For someone who does not like the color green, I am using a lot of green. Like, all the bedrooms in this end up being green as well. Spoilers. All the bedrooms are identical. Since I don't know who's moving in yet, and it's going to be a pain to go in and edit the bedrooms to be personalised for each individual townie, I've just made them all uniform. So they all have exactly the same furniture, decor, bedding, you know, all that kind of stuff. Which realistically, it wouldn't be like that. But it's just for ease. Like, I'm not going to design a million different rooms for a house I'm not even going to play in. This is basically a place I can come and dump my townies and then just kill them when the time comes. Also, this is my first time using the decorative parking spot mod. Basically, if you have these on your lot at certain times, cars will spawn in, so it looks like your lots are populated. So it's kind of similar to the car parks in The Sims 3. Like, you can't interact with any of the cars, but they'll come and go as time passes. And I've never used it before, but I thought it sounded quite cool to make the lot feel more alive. So I have put that in, but I'm not entirely sure if I put it the right way around. I think there is a right way to put them, but I guess we'll see when I come into the lot, you know, what happens. But actually, I think this is... I don't even know if cars will come here, because I'm sure this is labelled as a residential lot. But either way, it looks nice for show. Like, this is obviously a building people of the public will come to. Like, you'll come and visit, like, your mum or whatever. So it does need parking spots. I also quite like the little garden at the back. I think it's turned out quite cute. Honestly, I'm actually quite proud of this build. Like, I do really like it. So the residents do have access to the outside, but at the same time, they won't be running wild with it. Because I think in, obviously, a lot of care homes, some of the residents might like suffer with dementia and things, so they would need to be really careful about outdoor access just in case one of them's a wanderer. So that's why I thought I would put the nice big sort of privacy wall in the back, because it makes it harder to sort of lose track of your residents. We also have quite a few activities out here for them. So I've got a couple chess tables, I've got some gardening, some seating areas, and I'm pretty sure I put easels out here as well. I wasn't really sure what other hobbies to do. I was kind of wanting to put in a sort of games table or something, but by the time I found it and realised I wanted it, there wasn't enough room. Like, I couldn't find a space to fit it in. I might come back and revisit this at some point. I'm also not very good at landscaping. Like, I don't understand it. But I do like how this turned out. I play around with bushes for a while. And then ultimately decide that's not what I want. So we have some pretty hedges and some nice manicured flower beds and things. And I think it turns out quite cute. I think I go for orange flowers, which gives like a nice little contrast against the green of the wall. So like, I think it's turned out really cute. Like, I don't know, like Sims 2 building's just so different. Though what's weird is, in The Sims 2, I could build an 8-bedroom retirement home faster than I can build like a 2-bed house in The Sims 4. Like I recorded this build the same day as I did my, what's it called? Agave abode renovation in The Sims 4. Like, I built these both that night, I think. I was just in a building mood and I wanted to get some stuff done. And I'm pretty sure my recording for Agave Abode ended up being like 4 hours all in all. So I had to like speed that up to like times 8 just to make it a manageable video. But with this, I think this maybe probably took me about half the time, and I don't know what it is. There's just something about The Sims 2 building that it is a struggle, but at the same time, it's also a lot easier. I'm also just dotting these trees around the place to try and make the lot sort of fit more into the environment. I noticed these little yellowy trees on the lot across the road. So where I've placed this retirement home, it's actually across the road from that big mansion. Like, this is a 5x4 lot. So it needed to go somewhere. I was trying to put it at the edge of town close to the church, but it wasn't fitting there. So I ended up putting it here. And since the way I've modelled it, or remodeled it, I guess, if it used to be a community centre, it does kind of fit into the area, so it doesn't look too out of place. So I feel like whoever eventually ends up buying that mansion won't be upset having this across the road. Like, it's not an eyesore. So yeah, I do want to go in and sort of upgrade the other community lots I have, just to sort of make them fit my style more. There's also a set of flats, or apartments even, that I found on Tumblr that I really want to add in. I think they're called Palmview Apartments. But I think they're meant to be based on the condo district in Pleasantview, and I think they look so nice. So what I might do is I might switch out the flop house with those apartments and put that in the condo district. The flop house is built by Pleasant Sims, Cindy. I got that link from her website because there's a mod that we both have in our game, and it's called No 20k Handout. So in The Sims 2, if you move a sim out, they automatically get $20,000 to buy, or simoleons, to buy a starter home. And I don't like that. So I needed cheap apartments, and I've been watching her videos for a while now, and I really enjoy the way she plays. It's so interesting and creative. And I realised she had a sort of custom lot in her world that she built called the Flop House. And that's like, I think it's 100 simoleon a week apartments. So it's perfect for your Sims that are just graduated university or come out of like a messy divorce or something. So I've got the Flop House in Pleasantview at the moment, but I think I want to double check what the rents are on the Palmview apartments and maybe add them in instead. I also have a church in Pleasantview now. This was also built by Pleasant Sims. So I can have like a town cemetery. I do want to build a separate cemetery for townies. So anyone that comes into the retirement home would go to the townie cemetery, whereas my playable Sims will go to the cemetery in the church. That's kind of what I'm wanting. I don't know what other community lots I want to add into Pleasantview. I'm thinking maybe like a bar or something, or maybe like a cute little restaurant. I downloaded some custom content. I've actually downloaded a lot of it recently, but one of it was a sort of get together pack. So it's like a Sims 4 to 2 conversion. So items from Get Together have been, I think it's Get Together anyway. I'll need to double check. But anyway, they've been like converted into The Sims 2. And one of them had the little awnings that you get over like coffee shops and things, and I thought they were really cute. So I might build something similar in Pleasantview, just to have more sort of variety in lots. Now, I know some people play The Sims with like a treasury, so they have like their Sims pay taxes, and then all the money goes into like this treasury, and then they use that money to pay for community lots. I don't play that way. I think it's just a bit too involved for me, and like I like to build things like sort of as and when I need them. It's not quite as realistic as having a treasury, but it makes more sense to the way I enjoy playing my game. However, I do like the idea of taxing my Sims. That's something I'm probably going to start incorporating as we sort of move through the rounds. I don't want to start it too soon. Like, there's a few rules that I want to sort of put in place as it goes forward. Another community lot that I really want to, or not a community lot, but like another sort of story lot, I guess, would be an orphanage. At the moment, I use the in-game adoption system. So, like, for example, when Coral and Herb adopted Julie, they just phoned up and then a little townie was generated and moved into the family. What I would like to do eventually is have like my own sim pool. Like, I'd probably still use the in-game adoption sometimes, because I'm pretty sure the babies are like randomly generated, so you won't have too many Sims with the same face, which is quite interesting for keeping your genetics interesting. However, you know, there are some people that get pregnant that don't want babies, and that's absolutely fine. So I'm thinking, once that happens in the story, if we have a Sim, it'll probably be a romance female, so i.e. Nina. But if Nina had a baby, like, you know, and she didn't want it, you know, we could put that baby up for adoption and it would go into the Pleasantview orphanage. And then one of our families in the neighbourhood that did want that baby could come and adopt it from there. So it keeps the sort of original genetics of the neighbourhood in, but allows the babies to like transfer families and things. Or in the case of like a parent's death, a child would then have to go into the Pleasantview orphanage. Like, I think that's a system I do want to start incorporating. So we do have a dining hall and a kitchen. I also have a mod in my game that allows like the college dorm chefs to come into any lot. So I'm hoping that they'll come in and cook here. I'm not entirely sure though. But either way, I've got like the sort of stainless steel professional kitchen in, and I've got like some counters. So the way I see it is like the chef would pass the food out and then the residents would eat together at that nice big table. I also downloaded some custom content curtains the other day just because I really struggle with curtains in The Sims 2. Like, there's not many options, so I have got a whole host of them now that come in different sizes, like for different windows, different heights, different colours. So I have some nice neutral curtains that can fit into pretty much any build now. One thing I'm still kind of looking for though is CC rugs. I think I've got some at the moment that will do, but I'm always on the hunt for more. Like, I've also got a mod. I've properly updated my downloads folder, but I've also got a mod that allows me to place rugs on like half tiles, like off the grid. If you've watched any of my River Blossom Hills like move-in episodes, you'll know that when I was playing with Daydream Days' mods folder, she had something similar, so it allowed you to put your rugs off the grid lines and they function normally. So I've also downloaded that. So I do have two different mods folders. One of them is my personal one, which I use in like Pleasantview and things, and one of them is a copy of Daydream Days' folder, which she uses in her game, and I need the same mods folder as her to make the game work on my end. So as we're sharing the save, we both need to have the exact same things, if that makes sense. But I've had a lot of fun building up my own mods folder. So I've got some cute hairs and some pretty jumpers and that kind of thing. I've not really downloaded too much furniture because, to be honest, I don't have an issue with furniture in The Sims 2. Like, I think a lot of the items in The Sims 2 are really versatile and they're really pretty. So I've not gone too out there with it. Yeah, so I've had a lot of fun with it. I think I still kind of want to download more. Like, there's a few things I still need to update. Like, I've got new default replacement makeup and skin, so my Sims look a lot better. I've also got new eyes as well, so I think my Sims look really cute. So there's just a few things I want to sort of update. So like The Sims 2 clothes. Obviously, The Sims 2 originally came out in 2004, so a lot of the fashion from the early noughties is a bit questionable. So I would quite like to get some more modern things in, just to see. But in general, I quite like the items. I've also got some new default replacement hairs. So those ugly, massive pigtails that Cassandra originally spawns in with, we do no longer have them in our game. We've still got pigtails, but they're cuter. I personally don't like pigtails on an adult. Like, I think it's a bit weird, but I'm more accepting of my Sims with pigtails now that they don't have those hideous ones that defy gravity. But yeah, these are like kind of how the bedrooms are turning out. Like, they're, as I said, they're all identical, but I think they've turned out really cute. Like, I do actually really like them. I did struggle to find like a painting to put on the wall. That's another thing I need. I do need more artwork. I thought I downloaded Sims 4 canvases. You know, those ones that came with, I think it was cats and dogs, and they come in like the 4 different colours and each swatch is a different paint swirl. Like, they're abstract ones. I think they're so handy in builds, but I must have been missing the mesh for those canvases because they didn't show up when I was doing this. However, what I did add in is some light switches. So now my Sims can have light switches. I don't think I downloaded the electrical sockets, just because that's a bit too much. Also, look in the bathroom, I have toilet roll. I have toilet roll and light switches. How cool! Like, this is the only Sims game I've actually downloaded that kind of stuff for, and I think it's just so cute. If I remembered the light switches when I was decorating, I probably would have put some things in different places because the light switches are like right above the toilet. But you know, it's fine. It's fine. For my first attempt, it's fine. Yeah, it's really cute. Oh, that bathroom's missing. Oh no, they're all missing. No. I don't know, I think some of them might be missing mirrors. I'll need to go on and check. Yeah, they must be missing mirrors. Ugh. Well, I tried. Also here, we're just doing a little social area for our residents to sit down in. I kind of imagine this being somewhere like families would come. So for example, say your mum was in the care home. If you didn't want to go and socialise in the garden with her or in her room or whatever, you know, there's a nice sort of comfy seating area here that's not private because it is just in the main hall, but it's out of like the main living area where other residents would be. So it does allow you that little comfortable spot to sort of catch up and things and not be like restricted to a bedroom that doesn't really have much space. So I thought that was quite nice. I do just put up some notice boards on this wall just because I think this would be somewhere they have like pictures of residents and like birthday cards and all that kind of stuff. And they would maybe advertise for like, I don't know, like lunch clubs or church service things, you know, like old people groups, like for example, like my auntie, she does like lunch at the church every Wednesday or something like that, and you know, there's all these kind of sort of gatherings that are made to sort of combat loneliness in the elderly community. So I imagine there would be adverts for that, and they would maybe do like home outings to these things. So I think that's quite nice. I definitely need more artwork, though I forgot how much I struggled to sort of fill the wall space. Also, I would normally put rugs in a build just because a lot of like the bare flooring, it doesn't look finished. However, in real life, rugs are a massive tripping hazard, especially if you walk with like a Zimmer or one of those little things with the wheels. If you walk with anything like that, it is so easy for them to get caught on the corners of rugs and then you would just tumble. So I thought in a care home they wouldn't have anything like that on the floor that would be a hazard to the residents. I did end up putting a coffee table in the living room, which again, I don't think they would have anything sitting in the middle of the floor like that, but this room just looked too empty without it, so I had to put something there. But yeah, that's the main reason. Like, I do think this would look super cute with rugs, but I was kind of going for realism. I was also contemplating putting in a load of ballet bars and making out it would be like a guardrail along the sides of the walls. So, you know, if you were getting tired walking, you have something to support. But then I thought all my Sims would just autonomously do ballet, so I decided not to. Though it might be something I go back in and add because I do think that's quite cute. Also, that's another one of this, I'm sure it's get together conversions. So I just want to pop them outside because I think they're cute. Also, does anyone know if you can get custom content kitchen cabinets in The Sims 2? Because like they don't have cabinets as standard, but kitchens look weird without cabinets. So I mean, if anyone knows where I could get some, I'd be grateful. I just have a lot of fun building this, and I definitely am wanting to experiment more with building in The Sims 2. It's actually quite therapeutic. Like, you don't have as many things to choose from. Oh, here's where I found one of my custom content pictures I downloaded, but I think they're more meant for a nursery, and it was one tile and I couldn't get it to fit, but that's exciting. I do find it really exciting finding custom content in the game, even if I downloaded it. But we are coming to the end of the build now, and I really do hope that you've enjoyed it. If you have, please leave me a comment and also leave me any suggestions for anything you would like to see in the future. If you are not already subscribed and you would like to see more, please hit that button because it would mean so much to me. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the very next video. Bye!